scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with a new process video for you, and this one is an exciting one. I'm super excited to share this one with you. So this one is pretty mixed media heavy and I kind of do it in spurts, so I'm probably gonna have to do a lot of editing in this video, but I wanted you to be able to see my thought process as I went about doing this. I am new-ish or still learning about mixed media. I used to do mixed media a lot more probably a few years ago, and then I just really wasn't loving it, and so I stopped doing it. But I still have all the supplies, and a lot of them are old and probably not useful anymore. So here I am going to show you a few of those not useful products. These are some dazzlers that I got way back in probably 2016, 2017 maybe, from being on the Spiegel Mom Scraps design team, and they were completely crusted over. I could kind of get some of these textures. This is a dark red color of textures, and so I kind of got that to work a little bit, but I ended up throwing it away after I was done with this. Then I pulled out this coppery color of, I think it's heavy body acrylic paint from Dina Wakley. I decided before I added this acrylic paint that I wanted to dry some of this other mixed media. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not one that can wait when I want to make a layout, and I was in the mood to make a layout on this day. Part of me, as I'm watching this, kind of wishes that I would have just left it with this and not added the mixed media, the copper mixed media. Here, and this is actually one of my favorite parts of the layout. So I am using a gray color from Close to My Heart to use this In Love Arts stamp that I got, and this was a free stamp set for me. I did a promotional video for them using their products, and so I did get this for free. You can see it very well right now, and I'm actually really liking the way that it looks. But I'm gonna come back, I think the next day or maybe later. So I'm gonna come back maybe the next day or a day later and realize you can't even see it. So here is where I start adding this copper penny color paint, and I'm liking it while I'm doing it, but I wish I would have just stopped myself and realized this color does not go with the red and the black and the, the pearl color that I had decided to go with. But I just kind of was having fun, and I got the inspiration from Crafty to use these because I don't have a circle stencil. So I was like, what is something circle that I have in my stash? And Crafty used toilet paper rolls to do some spritzing on a layout recently. And so I had these washi tapes that I never use. And so I was like, you know what? That's going to be my circle stencil. So thank you, Crafty, for that inspiration. I was definitely channeling my inner Crafty to do that. But as you can see, the colors just really don't go. So here I come back, and I think this is later that night. I let it dry during dinner time, and now I am going to start making this layout. So here are the photos that I am going to be using. The layout that I am scrap lifting is an amazing layout, and it had a lot more mixed media around the photos and coming out off of the background and everything. So I am going to add more mixed media, and I don't know if I ruin it or if I add too much. I think I kind of like it. it's just different for me. And so it's really hard for me to embrace how different this layout is. Part of me loves it, and part of me just wants to re-scrap the photos. But I think I'm just gonna leave it because I really do like it. It's different for me. It's a very different style layout. And what I am finding is I just need to play and not to be so critical, because I think that is what is going to help me in my mixed media journey. With this layout, I was focusing on finishing this layout, but at the same time, I was just kind of playing and having fun. And I really did have a lot of fun making this layout. Okay, so now it is much later. All of the mixed media has dried, and this is where I decide, okay, this stamp isn't standing out off of the background enough. So I decide to just use my Close to My Heart black ink, and I am just going to go to town on this layout, adding this stamp in black ink. And I really love how this turns out. I was trying not to be perfectionist, and there's a part like right there where I only stamp part of it and it looks funky, but I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with that. And so I'm just kind of stamping around in the corners that don't have mixed media. That's kind of what I decided to go with. And I really like how this turns out. I think this is probably, besides the chevron and the triangles, I think the stamps are my favorite part of this layout. That is a really cool stamp too. I will leave a link to the stamp below. I did do a sponsored layout for the In Love Arts shop. They contacted me and asked me to do to use some of their products in a layout, and so I did. And I haven't really used them since. The circle stencil that I use on this layout is also from them. So I will leave a couple links below so that if you are interested, you can go and check out their shop and yeah, get some cheapo materials. I will say though that you definitely get what you pay for with them. So they are lower quality stamps, but I actually absolutely love the stencil that I got from them, and I kind of feel like the stencil is an awesome quality compared to the stamps. Okay, so now I am trying to figure out placement and what I am going to do. I thought I would try to use up a bunch of scraps. So you see here behind the photos, I do have a couple of mats, and they are just scrap pieces of paper. Now here is where I'm going to start working on the title, and this title is a labor of love, let me tell you. So with the other dog layout that I made of Piper and Max, I really wanted to do a long title. Well, I decided not to do a long title. My friend Christy actually suggested a title to me, and I was like, OMG, I love that title. So I'm going to do that, a short title on that one. So I decided I was going to do a long title on this one. Well, in the end, it doesn't work out that way. So at first, I am just spelling out the words, a Craigslist ad. And then I'm going to pull out, I'm actually going to use the white Paige Evans little tiny foam thickers, and I'm going to put them on wax paper, and it's going to say, Mark saw an ad. So I kind of switch it up on Craigslist or something like that. I don't remember. Anyway, let's just watch it. This is a crazy process that I am going through here. And I wanted to leave in this process because I want you guys to see that sometimes I do struggle. Because I know a lot of people have commented about how, like, I just seem to, get things done really quick, and and how it seems so easy, and honestly, that is not the case. So here you can see I did add in Mark Saw A, and then I'm going to go with Craigslist ad for a pretty puppy or something like that. Pretty dog, I think, is what I spell out. And I'm going to really try to make this work, but it's just not working. I like it, but at the same time, I'm just like, oh, that's too long of a title. It was too much to say on this crazy layout because it's already filled with so much media that I was just like, I don't think I can do that. Oh, I forgot about this part. And then, so I'm spelling out the word or the phrase, the rest is history. So that was going to be the whole title, and it was going to go from top to bottom. So Mark saw a Craigslist ad for a pretty dog. The rest is history is what I had thought about doing. And I'm going to put it all out here, and I'm going through all this, and I'm thinking, okay, I like this, I like this, I like this. And then finally at the end, I'm like, nope, I don't like this. So it works out in the end, but I thought I would leave this process in there so that you guys would know I'm human too. And sometimes titles and layouts just drive me insane, and I write out a crazy long title and end up putting it away. So I'm going to fuss with this for a little bit. So for those of you that don't like longer videos, I apologize. This one is going to be a longer video, but I figured you would like to see all of the struggles that I have in this layout because there were a lot of struggles, and all of them weren't like annoying struggles like this title is annoying to me, but the mixed media, I wanted you guys to see my process as I did that because I am still new-ish to finding my mixed media style. And so I want you to kind of see the process of me starting a layout with lots of mixed media to the end. Okay, now I am going to start auditioning papers to go behind this. I'm thinking I'm going to stick with the purple little banner strip behind the photos, and I just need a color, a pop of color behind the photos to kind of pop them off, right? Well, I'm going to audition all of these pattern papers from one of the 6x6 paper pads in my kit for the month. And I don't like any of them. So then I'm going to decide to cut up these purple, or that purple strip of paper into banners. I really don't like that. And so I'm thinking, okay, what other colors do I have on this layout that I need to bring in that could help pop these photos off of the background? So this is where I'm at. I'm off to the side looking through my pattern papers. So I find this red piece of paper in my stash, and when I saw it, I immediately knew this would be perfect because it brings in that red color from the mixed media. And so I am definitely using this. So I cut it apart, and this is where I decide that the purple just needs to go. I do like this pink stripe though, so I am going to leave that pink stripe paper in there. I really like that color with the red, and it kind of goes along with the mats that are behind the photos as well. So I'm going to glue all of this down. I'm really, really liking the papers and everything that I'm using, and I'm still going to try to make this title work. I like this better, but still it feels wrong. So I'm going to glue down the photo, and then I'm not sure what I do next actually. Oh, this is where I realize, okay, these copper, circles are not working. I don't like it at all. So I decide to use my hole punch, my circle hole punch, and I am going to cover up the copper circles with this pretty cute butterfly paper. I like that a lot better, but it's not going to stay like that. I'm going to glue it all down and I'm going to talk with my friends and they're going to say, yeah, you know, I like it. I asked Hannah, you know, hey, what do you think of the circles? And she's like, well, you know, I mean, it's okay. And she suggested just doing another color paint. And I was like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. So I'm going to glue all these down. Here now I thought, okay, I'll bring in some more mixed media and use this butterfly stencil. I have no idea where it's from, but I really like this stencil and I never really use it. So I am just putting some green, it's like mint green jelly bean soup acrylic paint through this stencil and it's working out awesome. I really love how this little touch adds so much to this background. Now I'm gonna fuss with the title again. I thought about doing the history of a pretty dog. I'm gonna think about, let's see, I think that was actually the only one that I tried. But here I am putting away the rest of the letters that I'm not going to be using. So here is where I decide to bring in this word dog, and the title is officially going to become the Craigslist dog. And I really like this because it kind of tells the story without having to journal. And I'm not sure how much journaling I'm going to do. I probably will do some journaling, but I'll have it be hidden journaling. Or I might try to stick it down at the bottom if I have enough room. I'm not really sure. But I'm going to stick this down. I am trying to clean up a few of those bigger butterflies because they did get kind of messy and all over the place, but I like how this looks right now. And so I'm going to put down that title. So I don't know if I've told this story yet, but the story behind Piper is, so Mark and I had been talking about getting another dog for years because we wanted Max to have a playmate. And so Mark was always looking on Facebook or Craigslist or, you know, animal websites, whatever, pet finders websites, and we'd never found anything for 2 years. And then in 2017 he went on Craigslist. And I don't know if Craigslist suggests things because I don't even think he went on looking for a dog, but somehow he found an advertisement for Piper. And you know what I should have done? I should have taken a picture of the advertisement, but I didn't. This photo was from the advertisement. And so this photo was on the advertisement and Mark texted it to me and was like, look at this really pretty dog. Like, you know, they're asking for $50 or something like that, and it sounds like she's really good and well trained and everything. And so Mark had texted with the dog owner, and she was like, you know, just telling us a little bit about Piper, and that's what the text is the back and forth between the owner and then Mark. And so that is kind of the story behind these two photos. She used to be an outside dog. If you can't read the text, basically it just says she's mainly an outside dog. She doesn't bark a lot. Usually she just barks at birds, which she's never barked at a bird before. Let me say that. She barks at things being outside when she's not outside, but she doesn't bark at birds. So I thought that was really interesting when I went back and looked at this. Yeah, she doesn't bark at birds. She just watches birds. Even if she's inside, she watches birds. So here you can see I'm adding some sequins and bling. I also use some gems from In Love Arts, so I'll have that link down below too. But coming up, the next day I came back to this layout and I decided to pull off a couple of the butterfly papers, and I'm just going to paint white circles because I thought it was just too much butterfly. I love the butterfly, but I thought it was too much to have all of them be butterflies. And so I'm going to pull off 1, 2, 3, 4 of the butterfly papers and just paint those white with some white acrylic paint that I have in my stash. So here I am the next day painting these white globs onto my layout. And I really do like how this turns out a lot better. Anyway, I want to say thank you so much for your love and support and all your amazing comments this month. I have really appreciated everything that you have all said. Make sure you check out the links below. Today, Hannah and I are posting a video, so I will have a link to her video and then also all the off the board ladies. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.